Hi everyone, myself Krish Aitukan, very warm welcome to all. And this is day 12 of Foundation AI series. So in this series, we are talking about lots of artificial intelligence, like basic concept. And now the time is like mathematical concept. And the entire frame of the mathematical concept layer is maths and coding. So after this maths, we are going to jump on the coding part, and we discuss like how the coding is important. Like I will teach you like vibe coding also, like how can you do a vibe code to understand to write a code. Nowadays, basically the world is shifting toward the vibe coding. The manual coder are removed from the company, and the lots of layoff due to. So that's all for today, and I'm too much excited for this particular today topic. Like something you can say the like vector. So overall today agenda is all about introduction for vector. So why the particular vector is important? Because of that, when you are going to study like mathematical hypothetical concept, that you should to know why the particular thing is a matter in this understanding in AI. Like AI is all about something you are designing particular system, but you should to know about entire architecture, the how actually architecture work. So understanding much better about this. So I will try to explain you all this particular concept very clearly and very efficiently. So if this particular video is going to productive for you, and if you learn something about there, then it's my pleasure. So let's get started. Hey, let's come to understand the vector. So this is a entire video is based on that, like this full video is based on introduction of vector. So why the particular vector is important? So before going to this depth of discussion, like I want to say that like why the particular vector is important. So initially, like let me come to discuss the definition of the vector, and then after move forward, like why particular vector is important and how can you represent a vector. So basically, I think like the two image of the vector, like algebraic form and geometrical form. So like basically understanding vector in two way. I will try to explain you all this particular thing. Let's come to understand. So the first part is like vector. So initially, if I explain this particular vector, so vector is all about like something designed for finding a relationship. Okay, something numerical representation of raw data. Okay, so now suppose let me take an example for understanding my example. Uh, Initially, vector is all about such as a magnitude and such have a magnitude. It's a quantity which have a magnitude and such as a direction also. So vector is all about magnitude and direction. So how this particular thing help to understand the particular artificial intelligence? So it's all about something numerical representation of raw data. For example, let me take to understand. Now suppose this is a dog, and according to our machine, like how actually artificial intelligent and how actually a machine understand this particular thing, like dog, they convert this data into form of vector, like something like 0 0.1, a large list of number 0 0.2, -3. So and adding a high dimensional space to adding like high dimensional refer to like something adding more information. So adding more dimensions in this particular vector. So vector is all about like something 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3 is a list of number to representing on a data. Okay, so what the benefits that we got? So for example, representing any image. Now suppose not only for word, they are not limited for only for word, they also limited like they also work on image. Now suppose the image of dog, and we convert this entire image into list of the number 0 0.1, 0 0.2 and -3. So it is all about like this. So it's all about like something representing entire number in the form of any list of number in any form of raw data. So vector is all about list of number of raw data, converting list of number in raw data, like something numerical representation of the raw data. So that is called vector. So vector 0 0.4, 0 0.2 and -3. So that's the vector. And we look toward the like numerical representation of raw data. Like suppose this is a raw data, and why this particular thing matter like in computer, and it is act as a bridge between the two different like computation and raw data, like for computing anything else. So if your computer actually doing a calculation, instead of looking toward the image, and we are human and we're looking toward the physical property of the image, is it black or like color, shape, size, height, width. But in the case of the computer, if the computer want to understand something, like they only look mathematical numbers, they only deal with the mathematical numbers. So they look toward the mathematical number instead of looking shape, color, size and anything else. They understand all this entire category of the physical shape but in the form of number. So for better computation, like there were two ways that I think like vector is important. Like the first way is like that vector help us in AI, like the fixed representation. For example, you have a list of number, like list of images. They represent a fixed number of the like fixed array, you can say. Let me take an example for understand. Now suppose a dog, this is a cat, king and queen. This dog, we can represent this dog in the vector form by according to how actually machine understand. So the way is like 0.2, 0.3 and 3, adding 3 dimensions. So this limited, okay, and 0.4, 0.5, -3, this all, and 0.6, 0.7 and something like 0.8, and for the queen like 0.2 and 0.5 and like -9. So this is a numerical representation of this particular data, but in the fixed length. Now suppose uh, we, as we know, like the image have a different pixel size, somehow like 12 MB, 13 MB, KB. So they are not limited. Okay, if you want to arrange this particular image and if you have no any memory space, required memory space, then you are not able to just adjust the size. Okay, so vector enable unlock one more potential is, you can say, just limit their size and manage for managing a space, memory uses. That's all about. So first way that vector is important in artificial intelligence, like I think priority wise is like mathematical operation, but I say the fixed representation. It given a fixed representation of entire memory. Like dog having a 3 array for list of the numbers that we are going to deal with. So dog converted in numerical representation in the vector form in the fixed number like 3 dimension, and also converted 3 dimension. So it helps us to easy to manage a memory instead of looking toward the giving a high dimension of data to just capture entire memory space. So it's help us to easy to memory to giving a fixed data size. Okay, so the first way the vector help in artificial intelligence like the fixed representation. Second is like mathematical operation. Like as we know, the artificial intelligence are dealing with mathematical operation instead of looking toward their shape, size, color. Now suppose if you give an image of dog, then how the observation of the machine, when you look how can they treat this particular image to machine, the way to treating a machine to particular image is all about looking toward the numbers instead of rely on the particular things like something, you can say, they never observe like what the shape and size, color, all this stuff. They convert entire image into the pixels, like numerical represented in the vector form. Okay, adding a dimension, adding a more information in the form of high dimensional space. So that's all about it. And that help us to perform a mathematical operation. As we know, neural network is all about mathematics, and it designed to such way like process the data. So neural network process particular thing by taking an input as a like numerical data, okay, numerical representation. This input, like now suppose this dog will convert it into data form, and this particular number, if this particular dog is converted into this kind of data form, that they easily access, like the like particular machine are able to doing mathematical operation to learn from this particular data that unlock the potential. Okay, as we know, like particular machine is able to just process the data instead of looking toward their shape, size, or something, color, or all this particular stuff. So that's all about it, like mathematical operation and fixed representation. So I think like a two-way it's responsible, two ways are more accountable that we can think like vector is used in artificial intelligence, and this is the best theory to understand. Okay, as we know that let me take to understand like types of the particular representation of the vector. So vector is basically represented in two ways. The first one is like algebraic representation in the form of array or matrices, all this particular term. And second representation form is like this way, arrow. This is a head and this is a tail. Geometric representation. This is raw data. So that's the very necessary part to understand. And I think like the best way for vector, the use cases of vector is all about performing mathematical operation. As you know, the like neural network is designed for the coding, and in this like technical world, like entire black box, or like as you know, like the like artificial intelligence like black box considered, and all the things happen underground. Like we don't know what the particular thing happen inside the particular machine, but as we know that like machine perform any action in the form of number. They're doing calculation, they understand anything in calculation like 0, 1, 1, anything else in the form of number. So for making particular machine to learn more comfortably, we convert any raw data points, like any data in the form of like numbers, like numerical representation. So that's the numerical representation is called a vector form. So that's all about vector form, and I think you understand more about it. And if I give particular thing to understand, if I say that what is the vector form, so you can define in such way like numerical representation of raw data. So that's the vector form in artificial intelligence. And why this particular thing is important? Because of that, they help us to perform mathematical operation, and they limit the size of memory. And for example, they fix the representation, they give a fixed representation. Okay. And they basically so basically vector is represented two types. Like the first one is like better for visualization, like geometrical form, like arrow. And second one you can say is all about like array, like something kinds of the things like algebraic form. This is algebraic representation of this vector. So that's all about for today. And again, if this particular video is going to be productive for you and if you learn something from there, then it's my pleasure. So thanks for watching, see you soon.